Hey, welcome back. Today's video, it's a good one. Yep, we're working on the Impala. It's about time. So if you might have guessed by the video description, today we're gonna put new eyeballs in the Impala. Sorry. And we're gonna go new housings, LED lights for an upgrade. I got more stuff coming. I'm gonna LED the lights in the interior. Got some other work we're gonna be doing this thing. But today we're gonna do headlights, side marker lights. So lights that I ended up getting, I got them off eBay. K2 motors on there. They're the clears. So we got a clear turn signal where the LED headlight is. New side marker lights. So I got new bulbs for here and then the new peanut bulbs. And we're gonna replace the stock ones. As you can see, the stock ones, they got the lines in there that the guides are the old school stock ones, but just trying to give it a new modern look with the clears and get some better lights out of them and overall safety. These are really nice, 150 bucks. Comes with a new backing plate and everything, and adjustment screws and everything you need. So those are what I got and we're going to install. The headlights I got, they're these Protex LED lights, and that's what they look like. They're plug and play for the 1000 or 9004 bulb. I have these LED lights. They're to replace the 2057 blinker bulb. They're an amber one, so we can kind of go with an amber look here. I did get clears too if we want to try that. Got a couple different options. But I got, these are kind of like a clear style, and then we got the amber style. I just figured amber might be a little bit more better for a side marker. We'll see. So let's get into it. Let's just go ahead and we'll populate the hood here. Dang it. Should be already depopped. And just lift up on it. All right. So, never taken the headlights off of these. I've taken the side markers out. Those are relatively easy to do. But what I'm gathering is it's probably got a one here, a one down there. Looks to be 10 millimeter 3/8. We got to undo the bulbs, and then of course here, and then when we get inside here, there's probably some other hooky on for this. Looking at the new one. No. Got those two for the side. And there, it looks like we're probably going to have to retain the clips out of the old setup, but that's fine. Let's get to it. Okay, so hood's popped. I'm gonna turn the headlights on here really quick so you can get a idea. They're not very bright. They're okay-ish. You know, they got that standard halogen look to them. Side markers are side markering. You know, they're doing their thing. We get the new one installed, we'll see. Kind of good too to get a visual reference to align the headlights up there, right there. Whenever you got a older car that you're gonna start ripping into and reusing the hardware on, I would suggest maybe some WD-40 or something, or some kind of penetrating oil a couple days before you work on your project. Since I like to use a tire shine on the engine compartment to keep it all clean and shiny looking, my hardware actually is pretty well, you know, not rusted out. But just FYI, if you want to use that, because those little clips will break relatively easy. Second thing I suggest is use a 1/4 inch ratchet if you're going to pop those off. You don't want to put too many torques on these things and just rip it all to shreds. So try to be gentle and delicate, and you shouldn't have any issues with it. I'm gonna go ahead and remove these two parts. They're bolts, and then I will be back with you. get those removed and take your Phillips. Hey, Phillip man! Get your side marker off. These are really simple. You just kind of twist the light on them, like so. And, you know, twist the light on them as so. I have to use my other hand here. So you twist the light on like so. Pop it out. Don't let it drop down in the hole there. Because when it drops down in that general area, it's kind of hard to get because it'll get caught in the plastic piece that's up. The piece that's up underneath the bumper here is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so then these pop right out like that. Got a retaining clip right back here that slides into your fender there. And the light bulbs are pretty easy. You just twist it, pull it. Pull it! Same thing for the side marker yonder. What you don't want to do is rest it on here and scratch up your bumper, so just be gentile when you're using this. And then the other thing we're going to get after is that bolt right there to get this housing out of here. Ready? Go. Okay, that one's out of the way. We got one more right here. And I'm going to mention it now. Once you get all this stuff out and you get this light out, it might be a good time to go through and clean up this little area, do some touch-up paints if you got to do all that. Make sure this weather stripping is in good working order and it's on here and it stays, because when that's not on there, these kind of look goofy. But just my opinion. There we go. 4 bolts. It's broken out of there. It's loose. Now we just fish the harness and everything out of here and pop off the headlight, which is a simple turn. That collar. Twist the bulb and get it out. Get that out in a second. Turn signal, that comes out. You can see the dirt I have. Even as clean as they are, I keep them not as clean as I hope. There's some more gunk up in there. So yeah, I'm gonna go through, pull this off, show you some little detail tricks I use, because I got a little speck right there I'm not happy with. Okay, so good time to inspect, as I mentioned, clean up some stuff. This is really simple. It just literally pulls out. You fight with this just a hair, but it's good. If you want to reroute this, I can see that mine has been changed and someone put it through there. There is a hole right here to put it through. I'm gonna fish it through there and make it a little cleaner. Just tidy up anything that you want to tidy up. I'm actually going to, since my bumper horn here is, it's not rusty or anything, but it's kind of gross and cringy down there. I'm gonna take some spray bomb and just paint it. This one little spot here, I got rust coming in. They all do. There's a weld on the back there and it just kind of goes to crap. It's a spot weld. You can see the spot weld right here. I'm gonna sand that down, put some paint on it, and for what I do for that, it's actually trademark secret. Nail polish. Go to the dollar store, get it there for $1. Who's gonna know? It's got a little bit of shine to it. It'll keep it clean. As long as you clean the surface, it's good to go. And it's got a little bit of clear on it, and it usually lasts pretty long time. So I'm gonna go ahead and sand that down, touch it up, spray bomb that side, and get this thing cleaned up. Be back with you. Kind of interesting. You can see all the grime, and that's the engine shine that I spray in there, the tire shine. It collects the dust and everything, but it also acts like a rust prevention, and you can see because it just leaves this film of, you know, oily residue on there. And yeah, it collects dust, but I'd rather have it collect that and be able to wipe it off like this than have, you know, a rust hole, because look at that. I've never taken this apart to clean it, and that is just me wiping it down with a rag really quick. So, and there's some marking there from something that happened, and it's not even rusted out. And plus it looks better when you shine up the engine compartment with nice glossiness. Anyway, back to cleaning. So I got that wiped down, about the best I'm going to do. I took a scratch pad and scratch padded that up. Now you don't want to take your can and spray that. Like I mentioned, we're going to use the nail polish for that, but just wanted to show you the I didn't even wipe any of that down because, you know what, I just want some color on it, just some kind of protection just to help it out some, you know, bring it back. You can even do inside here, any little areas you might see. I do have the lights all tucked in there. Even gonna paint backside of this because why not? If you guys are worried about overspray getting on stuff, I mean, it's black. You can always just wipe it down before it dries. But let's go ahead and get it all in the backside of the bumper, and you know, not gonna matter too much. It's all gonna be covered up anyway. I will also take this and spray that. Done it a couple times already. You can see it turns out all right, but it does wear off. You got to do it every so often, but whatever. Next step's gonna be taking this, shake it up, and I do have a couple things of it. Take it off. It's even got a little brush, and just, you know, just tap it on there. Gel stuff, whatever it is, nail polish, I don't know. Ask your girlfriend, she probably knows what the hell's going on with it. Let's go ahead, touch it up, you know, like coloring in a coloring book. Make it look decent. It's going to be hidden anyway for the most part. The rivet counter's counting. Tell them, hey, the car's got 215,000 miles on it. What do you expect? So you can also use this. Go through, do any other little stuff. So you want to do like your bolt heads, touch those up. I've done that a couple times. Like I'll probably, not today, but I'll go through when it's a little warmer and touch this up before car show or something, and just paint them all, make them all pretty. But there you go. You will get runs like that because it is cold in here. Oh, I didn't do my temperature thing. It is 42 degrees in here.
Baba Booey.
Anyways, it might run. That's fine. It's not going to be seen anyway, just as long as it's got some black in there. Looks way better than what it did. Cool. So now what we got to do is the body clips for the body bolts. Those are on your old setup here. Those are pretty easy. Just pry them apart and then put them on there, and then we can go ahead and install this guy on there. I did also, for storage purpose, just threw the bulb back in there. I'm guessing we're gonna need this clip that goes on the back side, I think. Oh no, the new one came with one. Okay, never mind. We're just gonna go ahead and put this on here, and we're gonna go throw this on the shelf after we pull those off and call it good. So if you never pop body clips off, this one's actually got a gap here. I'm using the same Phillips screwdriver. I just jamming it in there, I just wedging it out. It's just a little clip that's got a retainer that I just broke. I think I got a couple more of these on the shelf. But it's your body clip. It's got a little clip in here that holds it from sliding back and forth, and it's pretty simple. You can see I broke it. Dang it. Okay, now it's time to look at bulbage. These are the two bulbs that came out of the front. You can see one is amber and the other one is clear. One is a 2650, the other one's a 2550. They all both have the two filaments on the back for parking lights, blinkers, all that stuff. So the amber one, of course, is in the center for that one, and the other one is a side marker. And then you got your little peanut bulb, which I'll get into that here in a minute. We want to match these up. Since we're going with LED lights, we need to fix on the one that goes in where? Go. So the way that these are going to work is, these are the resistors. This is for one side. You can see the end looks like the bulb. We're going to plug that into our socket here, and then we're going to put our light in here. I just need to figure out if it needs to be the side marker light or if I got to put it in the turn signal here, because they both are connected I'm thinking it's here because that side marker blinks, I think, only differently, something or other with the... Let's just go figure it out because we're going to do that side. So we got no headlights on, no blinker on. It's the front and it's a side marker. It's kind of what I thought. Unless that one's just burned out, because we should have an illumination light over there. Maybe not. I don't know. Those are just blinking now. Let's see what happens when we turn the headlights on. So now we got our other eyeball on, and yeah, you can see when you turn the headlight on, that one comes on, and it's got an alternating different blink to it. So we want to hook our resistor in line with this one, because this one's always going to be blinking regardless of what our status is with the headlights on or off. So let's go ahead and put that in there and then see what happens. Worst case, if none of that works with the blinkers because of the new LEDs and there's not enough load on the flashers, my old 96 that I had those clear taillights in it, and I put LEDs in that. I actually just flopped the emergency flasher and the turn signal flasher. I flip-flopped them and it worked. So might end up doing that, but I don't want to get to that point. Let's just see what this does. Okay, I got that in there really quick. I didn't pull that off on my video, so if you guys, there's a little gasket that you want to pull off there, or you can store it on there. I'm gonna probably tape that up, make sure it's nice and watertight so it keeps water out, but it's kind of finicky, so just be careful when you're putting that in there. I have it just sitting out here. That's the bulb that replaces it. This should blink same speed as our blinkers, amber. So let's check it out and see what we got here. Oh yeah. Cool. That is very, very bright. Really, really neat. All right, cool. Well, let's get the rest of it put in there. Get the side marker on here next and turn the lights on and see what it does. Okay, I lied. I must have just had the wrong bulb in there, which it works because I said it had a 2057 in here, or 1157, and it doesn't because it's just the single, so it's supposed to be an 1156 single filament, but this will work for the time being because it still has the same deep socket slides on both sides. So I'm just going to put this back in, and yeah, whatever, just FYI. Well, updates. So the way this bulb is it's got this little tab on the side of it, which is different than the stock bulb that was in there. You can see it's basically nothing around the glass there. So the problem I had was that little metal tab that's in there that goes all the way down, it's supposed to go all the way down, was up too high, so I had to bend it and push it down. Well, in the middle of doing that, the long part snapped off, corroded, whatever. So I had to strategically bend that now, and I'm hoping I get enough ground contact on the bottom of this, one of them spots, for this thing to actually work. If not, I'm gonna have to probably do like what I did on the other side, is solder that tab back on there, because I broke the other side before I went on power tour last year, and I needed a bulb in there. So yeah, let's see if it works. All right, got it in there. It did make pretty good contact when it did go in there. So yeah, here goes nothing. Let's see what it does. Blinker on, headlights on. Okay, cool. So it is working. That's good. Oh, neat. Those bulbs light up different on the front. Kind of slow, but huh. Well, at least the cornering light's on. That's good. Okay, cool. So I'm glad that those are both up and working now. I did screw up. I bought the wrong bulb for the little marker here. This guy I thought was one of these peanut bulbs, one of these, you know, bigger peanut bulbs that would go into like the dash of this or the dash of the purple car or whatever, but it's actually a tinier one right there. So I have to order some of these up because I'm not going to modify that plug, because I want this stuff to be set up to put back to OEM if I ever do. So yeah, you can see the different comparisons. It's just ain't gonna work, which is fine. They're cheap enough. I was gonna use these anyway, so after I tape this up, I'm gonna fish this stuff into here, probably tuck it down in this little pocket down on here on this side, just so I don't have so much wireage and these resistors hanging out. They are kind of cool looking, but they are warm. But I don't want to have them anywhere in here. We'll figure that out. So I got those taped up, put some wire loom on there, so it'll, when it's in, it'll kind of look normal. You won't see any of that. It'll look similar to this. Plug and play with the LED headlights. You should have a little fan in them that kick on. So let's test that guy out and see how bright it is. Hopefully it's pretty bright. Oh yeah, that's bright. Let's see what that brights look like. Oh yeah, that's gonna look really good. Compared to that, yeah. All right, let's finish installing this, see what everything looks like put together. Okay, just really quick. That's the LED. You have to take the little clip off to put that clip on because it won't slide of course over the wire. It's gonna sit on there like that, and then you're gonna put that piece back on in there, then into the light, and go from there. Just FYI, when you're assembling these things, make sure you do it right so you're not breaking them. So that's what it'll look like. It's got little screw tabs on the top there. I don't know if you can get the light and see that one side from the LED from its collar here, and then of course that one will go on, and then we just simply put it in the layer like so, and then twist it on and twist, firmly seat it. Always something. Headlight's not in yet. It's down there. What I'm finding out, those are the resistors that make that thing flash and give a nice resistance that we went through in the video here. Well, let me show you the problem. This right here is a stock clip into the headlight, which would be the same as clip into the headlight there. This, you can see the prongs on the end do not match up with that. That's more of a triangle pattern. This one's got like a star pattern. A couple options I can do. First, I can grind these down. Hopefully they fit. And the way it looks is there's 3 there and there's 4 there. The angle edge, it would be kind of goofy. Second thing I'm thinking of, as you can see, I put the other bulb in this side, and that side's still open. Let me show you what happens though. Go to start the car, I'll turn the blinker on, and blinker's on. You can see it's on the dash. It's just lit up. It doesn't have enough resistance to make the system flash. It just doesn't. Even if we were to turn on the headlight, I mean, there's not enough load on that circuit to heat up that flasher to make it flash. You can see the side's on now. So what does that mean? Well, remember I told you earlier on, we could change that hazard flasher with the turn signal flasher and make it work. You You can hear it's flashing. And you can see both sides are flashing. That's actually a pretty decent flash pattern. This one, of course, is just a little slower because it's got the resistors hooked up to it still. But what I think I'm going to end up having to do is take those resistors out of that side, just flop the flashers and plug the stock setup back into there. So we'll I guess that's going to be my game plan for right now. So what I'm actually going to do is I got this cab sitting here, and I went ahead and I robbed the two flashers out of the fuse box. I think the bigger one is the turn signal and the littler one is the flasher, but thankfully GM kept her fuse block under the dash for a while. That's the one spot where it is. The other one is up here. I'll show you where they're at in the Impala. Okay, if you go up underneath your dash, you can see that they are up there. They just pull in and out. The bigger one, I'm assuming, is the flasher. Let's just pull the hazard and see which one is kicking on and off. It's actually where your clicking sound comes from. It's actually, that one's the flasher. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take one of the flashers, and hopefully it's a hazmat one from the truck, and put it in there. Otherwise, we'll just flip-flop those. And if you guys aren't familiar with how flashers work, all it is it's got two prongs, and it goes up, and it's got a little metal chunk in it, and as it heats up, it bends over. As it cools down, it comes back and makes contact, and that's all that clicking sound is. And that's what gives you your blinker. And you got to have certain load on there to heat it up enough to make the metal move over enough, and it cools off and makes contact and makes a circuit. So pretty simple. They've been around forever, but if you don't have the right resistance on them, they don't work. So we're gonna figure out one that does. All right, guys, so apparently someone has flopped in two 552 flashers into a square body truck. So they didn't work. So I went back to my original plan, which I told you in the beginning of the video, and I swapped the two around. And you can see the other one is a little bit bigger, and then the Wagner one off to the left there, that's the actual hazard. Not hazmat, I'm not railroading right now. So I turn the hazards on, you'll hear it clicks different. And that's the flash pattern the lights have. However, we go to turn the blinkers on, and it's actually got a pretty nice pattern to it. And you can see it's up there blinking. That one's hooked up to the stock harness. So honestly, what I'm gonna end up having to do is, right now I'm leaving it in there, and I'm just gonna go buy another hazard flasher and put it in the hazard flasher side and use it for blinkers. So I guess that's a little tidbit for saving yourself, because I don't remember off the top of my head how much the resistors were, but I'm sure they were a little bit more expensive than a flasher. Trial and error. What do you do? Well, there it is in. I did have to do some finessing on the back side of this housing. I had to file down a tab, but she's in. It's pretty good. More of a modern, sleek look. I got the bulb in here. I don't have that peanut bulb in there. I got those on order, but we'll get those. So I'll show you how this thing looks with the headlights on. It's actually pretty bright compared to that side, as you can see, and gives it a really nice glow. Parking light actually is on too, so that's good that those two kind of match. It's actually a little bit more more light, so happy with that. See what the blinker looks like. Light off and do it with just the blinker. Oh yeah. Nice. And flipping the headlights on. Gonna get some contrast between the two. That is awesome. Exactly what I was going for. So the other light that'll flash on this side over here is going to be amber. So I got to make sure to get amber LEDs for over there, but so it'll blink contrast. But that is definitely a nice upgrade. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, get it all buttoned up, and then I'll show you what the final looks like. Well, there she is. She's installed. I gotta adjust this one a little bit, make the gap better here, and down there it's tilted in this way. It's simple adjustment with this screw right here and back there. And also get those amber marker lights, but dialed in, I think. Looking pretty good. Let's shut the hood and see what it looks like. Make sure the oh yeah, that is a whole new level of Impala right there. I might have to do some adjustment there, but hood's not all the way popped down, but I don't know, that looks pretty good. Definitely brighter. Oh yeah, those brights are way brighter. Cool. So that's going to wrap up headlights on the 1995 Chevy Impala SS. Our next video, stay tuned, I'm going to do LEDs and the taillights, get those all wired in, and make sure that those are all good to go and everything syncs together. What I'm thinking is I'm going to end up having to put those resistors that I had for the front that didn't fit into the taillights somewhere. I don't think that socket's going to fit in the rear, so I might end up having to do some splicing and whatnot anyway. So, but stay tuned for that video coming up soon. Yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share, do your stuff. Catch you in the next one.